What comes around goes around, even in the streaming wars, it seems. That was one of the many takeaways from a fascinating discussion with Grey's Anatomy, Scandal, and Bridgerton creator Shonda Rhimes last night at my hometown Westport, Connecticut library. We were honoring her for her many content contributions and that of Shondaland at a fundraiser we call Booked. Shonda talked about how the industry is evolving.
I think what I find most interesting right now is how it's evolving and how in its evolution, in a weird way, it's going back to a little bit of what it was, if that makes any sense. Maybe for some people, putting out all the episodes at once isn't the best thing for them. Maybe they want to put out an episode a week. Like, we're coming back around to that idea. We're coming back around to the idea that maybe just 8 episodes isn't something, you know? Like, it was really startling to me when I first moved to streaming, and they were like, you're going to make 8 episodes. I was like, we made 24 episodes of Grey's Anatomy a year, and 20 episodes of Scandal, and 14 or 20 episodes of How to Get Away with Murder, whatever it was. It just felt like we were making so little TV in such a long period of time. It was just a different animal, and I think that's also coming back around to how people are looking at how shows are made.
That's so interesting to hear from someone who's straddled both sides here, who has done Grey's and who's done Scandal and now is in streaming. We've talked about this. I feel like we are returning to a place where 1 episode per week, building that demand and keep people connected to the streaming networks, streaming platforms, is better than the big dump all at once.
Well, and we're seeing that reflected in Netflix, because take a look at their last couple of quarters. People are signing up, they're watching a couple of the shows that they can binge watch, and then they're simply cutting it. They're saying, we're not going to be paying $15, $17 a month for something I am not using all the time. So maybe if Netflix does adopt this strategy, it will be smart, because they will be able to retain some of those customers that they haven't been able to in the past. But I don't know, it remains to be seen, because I think a big appeal for Netflix users is the fact that you do get to binge watch some of those shows if you like.
I wonder if there's some type of loyalty that they can build in, that if you stay with the streamer over a longer period of time, there is some coming down of the price. They're going to have to solve that. I know it worked very well for Apple TV and Ted Lasso. 1 episode per week kept that demand up. Felt like when we were kids and it was at TGIF or the Thursday night, you were all sitting around waiting for that new episode. Have you seen Bridgerton? I'm a big fan.
I've seen the first season. I haven't seen the second season yet. I loved the first season, so I need to catch up on the second.
I missed the Duke. All right, Shonda also discussed being a very active mom and what could be a great TV show in and of itself in what she calls her Amish summer at home with her kids.
Amish summer in our family is there's no TV, there's no Alexas, there's no iPads, there's no iPods, there's no phones, there's no nothing. If you can build it, I told my daughter once, if she could build a computer, she could have a computer.
We were all applauding the idea of deconnecting this summer, but could we all do it in practicality? No chance. Could you?
I couldn't do it now. I would love to say I would be able to do this for my kids. Now my kids are only 3 years old and 6 months. So we have a little bit of time to, figure out how we could potentially do this. But it makes a lot of sense. You want to have your kids disconnect from all that technology, not staring at a screen for 12 hours a day. You get outside, you do so much more. And she was saying the first couple of days, it's a huge struggle for her kids. But then she was talking about how her one daughter went outside and was putting boxes around the yard and built herself a little bit fort, and then she never heard her complain again. So she was able to adapt.
Depends on the ages of your kids, to your point. Mine are 16, 14, and 10. I'd have a revolt. But maybe 1 day a week, that's my goal.
Well, that's
Is that reasonable?
I think you should do that. You have to let us know how it goes, though, whether or not,
I have no chance.
I'm sure that they're going to be protesting. All right. Well, that does it for us today. Thanks so much for tuning in to Yahoo Finance. Have a great night. We'll see you right back here again tomorrow.